Jerry and Mike Zimmer said everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We're good here. Got it? We don't got it. Okay, so today's going to kind of be a challenging one, all right? But I think somewhere in this show, we're going to find positives. I think. I'm telling you, in the fourth segment, I think I kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit have a positive.
Okay.
It's a Tote That Thang Tuesday.
Ooh, tote that thing!
So we have to have positives in the show because we got to figure out what we want to tote from this week into next week. There has to be something.
That bag gonna be light.
That you want. So Jesse's segment idea doesn't even have an answer the second week we do it, but we're going to figure out what we want to tote from week to week.
We're going to figure it out.
But before we get there, we got to talk about Mike Zimmer, Jerry Jones, and all the things they've been saying. They're crazy people. Hi, I'm me. I'm Jeff. Thank you. To my video right, I'm used to saying radio right. To my video right is our Kwame, the great and powerful Joe Hoyt.
What's up, guys? Joe.
We're chilling, man.
Kwame!
Let's talk Cowboys.
Okay. To his right is his beat writer dad, the sweet and powerful Clarence Hill.
If you want to win, put chill in. Put chill in. What's up, fellas? How you doing?
I'm chilling. I've never been happier.
You look it.
I'm thrilled.
Look it.
I'm thrilled.
You know what I just realized? Chill in is put chill in.
I'm chilling.
So chilling.
And we're putting chill in.
We're chilling.
That's if we want to win.
Yep. To his radio right, if he had been in on some of the Cowboy plays, we had a chance at some big plays, but our receivers can't block. Here's former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Sound like Michelle.
What?
Oh,
And remember,
dude.
What's that mean?
You know Michelle?
Yeah, no, let's not. Let's not
a
do
man that runs behind the car
Let's not do it.
will get exhausted.
Ah.
But
Sound like Michelle.
Facts.
Oh, Jesse.
Bro.
Is that what Michelle tells you?
Bro.
Oh, Jesse.
Oh,
Holly.
you're not pulling me off sides today.
Oh, Jesse. Holly.
I got pants on today. So
We gotta get chill out.
Jesse Holly.
We gotta get chill out.
Sound like Michelle.
We gotta go.
I think I have a new Clarence strategy. Just let him go.
Let him go.
Don't react. And then move on when he's done. Yeah. That's my new Clarence
Just
strategy.
let it flame out. Just let it go.
I got a new. Please hit like and subscribe, regardless of what's happening right now. And I'm just going to look at Clarence and Joe because I think we need you guys to start this thing today because you guys are out at the Star when they make their words. And we had Jerry on the radio today. We had Zimmer out at the Star yesterday, and it sounds like everything's fine.
It's crazy. It is literally crazy to hear them talk. Watch the game and then hear them talk. It's like you used to tell your girlfriends, who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Because your eyes got to be lying.
Mm.
Our eyes have to be lying if the Cowboys say that everything that we saw Sunday can be fixed.
Well, Zimmer said that this has happened to him before and he fixed it. How did that team do?
You know, it's funny because I was there. You know, I don't know where you were. Where were you in 2000?
6 years old.
Stroller. 2000, I was a sophomore, so I was crushing JV. I mean, my stat lines
2000.
were nuts.
Plano had no chance.
I was in high school.
He was in high school.
Yeah.
2000, I was covering the Cowboys. Dave Campo's first season, Mike Zimmer's first season as defense coordinator. The famed pickle juice game.
I love pickle juice.
Against the Eagles. Opened the season. It was 109 degrees, one of the hottest days ever. Texas Stadium back then was like a hot box at the Holden roof. and it was just a hot box. On the field, it was probably 130 degrees. The Eagles took pickle juice. He's taking the Eagles
Intercepted.
Scott.
That's how CeeDeeLamb did his
man.
girlfriend.
Pickle juice, man. Pickle juice, man.
Anyway, the Eagles took pickle juice to deal with the heat, and the Cowboys are cramping. Zimmer's defense, first game out, 309 yards rushing. They got crushed. Okay?
And he fixed it.
Crushed.
He fixed it.
That game has always been a motivating factor for him. He told us, I was at pickle juice. I promise I fixed it. I wouldn't be standing there if I didn't fix pickle juice. The dirty little secret that he didn't tell us is that he didn't fix it till 3 years later.
Yeah, they went 5-11.
They went 5-11 3 straight years. That team finished 31st in the NFL in rushing. 7 other teams had over 150 yards, on the ground in that season. Some had couple of teams had 250. He did not fix it immediately. Okay, It was after the Dave Campo era, the first year of the Bill Parcells era, when he was still defense coordinator. They were number 1 in the league in total defense, number 3 against the run. Yes, he eventually fixed it.
Because they got better players.
He set his reputation, better coach, better system. He set his reputation on being a great defense coordinator after solving that problem. But it wasn't an immediate fix. And right now, they need an immediate fix because there is no tomorrow for Zimmer. There's no tomorrow for Mike McCarthy. There's no tomorrow for this team if they don't get it fixed now.
And I think one of the interesting things that came out from the whole weekend when we're talking about what people have said, right?
Yeah.
Well, Micah Parsons, what did he say about the defensive problems? Hey, it was an effort thing. We did not give all 11. He said that on the podcast. He said it after the game. Mike Zimmer says, hey, it's on me that I didn't get them prepared. It's totally on me. Mike McCarthy was asked, hey, Micah Parsons said that it was an effort thing. Did you see effort? No, he said, we just weren't quicker to the punch. When I asked him to elaborate on what being quicker to the punch meant, that literally meant like getting hands on people and just being quick, right? Which we saw that was not the case. I think we're all kind of sitting back here and said, hey, this was an interior defensive line problem. You go look at the Pro Football Focus grades from the interior defensive line. I think Mozzie Smith had the best overall grade in run defense at 30?
Tallest short guy.
Yeah, which is not good, by the way. So I think
it's on a scale of 100, if you're wondering.
Yeah. And someone asked Mike Zimmer, like, hey, like, what do you think about the interior defensive line? It looked like a problem. And he said, I didn't think it was a problem. I thought everything was a problem.
And fast forward to today, that was yesterday. And Jerry goes on the flagship station today and basically says, yes, we worked all off season to change our defense, stop the run. It didn't look like that, on Sunday. But we have the players, we have the scheme. We're going to get it done. Zimmer told me we'll get it done. I'm more confident in these players, more excited about the players we have than I have in a long time, and we're going to fix it. That's according to Jerry Jones.
And one of my biggest concerns coming into this season is when you get a new defensive coordinator, it's like anything else. New defensive coordinators, new offensive coordinators, the fix isn't immediate, right? There has to be some tweaking. There has to be some things that have to be worked out. And when you got a guy on a 1-year deal who doesn't really have all the things that he needs, you're now piecing things together. And you saw that at the end of training camp. He got here and they're like, oh, we're going to really push this Mozzie Smith thing. We're going to really make this Mozzie thing work in year 2. And then after kind of a little bit, they were like, hey, I know this Mozzie thing that y'all wanted to work for us. It ain't working. And then he went and made a couple phone calls because all the really good players, all the above average football players that play defensive tackle in the National Football League had already picked up jobs in the offseason. So now he started to go through the kind of the Rolodex, and he's like, who do I know that I can find? And he's like, oh, okay, what's Linval doing? And Linval, to your point, what was Linval doing?
He was chopping wood. He was going like
he
this.
Was chopping wood.
He was chopping wood.
And he's like,
two-handed, weird directions, chopping wood.
Yeah, that was. And then he's like, let me just call Jordan Phillips. And I'm trying to find guys. And if I can be all the way honest, like when these two guys look like the two guys who are like, if they're going to force me off the couch because they're going to give me $2 million to go play football, I guess I'll go play football, but I'm not really good at it anymore. And you're stuck now with trying to make these guys, you're taking, round pegs and trying to fit them into a square situation. And it's not working for you because, as you also eloquently detail later on, these dudes just are really bad at the game of football.
Well, I could just run through this right now, and I hate to I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a big mental health guy, and I love everyone. I want everyone to do the best, but we are talking about sports, and I'm just going to tell you the truth. If Jordan Phillips is on the field next week, they're not trying to win. He can't play NFL football.
Who they going to put on the field?
More Mozzie, and he's not good.
Well,
that's the thing about the defensive
tackle. Not the answer either.
Right, but this is why, I don't want to say they're lying. They're being very optimistic. The answer to fixing your defense, if a team is, and we're about to find out because you're about to play Baltimore, and Baltimore's going to hand it to Henry 25 times, Lamar's going to run 10 or 15 times, and if you can't do something in the middle, you're going to have a problem. What
happened to the Jordan Phillips that played against the Cowboys last year against Buffalo? Had the big sack. I went to interception.
He was okay in that game. But he's always been a weird player. Jordan Phillips is 330 pounds, and he's always been a 3 technique.
Right,
he's not a nose.
Right.
So you watch him last week, and he's getting dog walked 8-10 yards by single blockers, not double teams.
Which is wild.
By single blockers.
Yeah.
So he's a 330-pound guy that just stands straight up and then gets moved wherever and then falls over.
Dude.
And he would have to be a completely different football player to be capable of playing in the NFL this week because he stands straight up. He can't run. The explosiveness that he used to have for a big guy is gone, and he's just getting dog walked on every play.
And it's
he can't
funny.
play.
One of the viral videos that are going across social media now is that on one play, instead of attacking the quarterback, he gets through a blocker. Instead of attacking the quarterback on a pass, he goes and hits the blocker again.
He's confused. I just,
you know what I'm saying? The quarterback is right here, the blocker is right here, and you go after the blocker on the ground, and you go after the blocker instead of going toward the quarterback.
Well, tell me how much of this you think is, whether it's Jerry or just, it has to be Jerry related, because there's no way that a guy who's an actual NFL GM, and I won't call Jerry the GM, he's not.
What did Jerry tell me?
He's the best GM.
Oh yeah, nobody can F and do this F and F the way I F and F this. You're right. Nobody else could see the glaring holes on a roster, refuse to fill them, and just say it's fine because I signed a guy that used to be good 5 years ago, and then we signed 2 other guys that used to be good 5 years ago because we realized the holes that you all saw in February and March. We saw them after training camp was over and went, oh God, and so we just called people who were unemployed. And some of it just has to be the arrogance of, look, we wanted to get better at defending the run, so we used a first-round pick on it. Mm-hmm. He's going to be good. And it's we already saw him play. What makes you think he's going to be good? We already watched him play.
It's crazy to me because I blame Rob Marinelli.
Damn.
You can't blame Rob Marinelli.
I'm going way back to Rob Marinelli.
I played him for Taco.
Rob Marinelli devalued the defensive tackle position in Dallas. And, I can get a 7th-round pick. He devalued. That's, you go back to that draft when they rightfully took Travis Frederick, when they passed on a higher rated defensive tackle on the board. And obviously that was the right move, but it spoke to the philosophy. We don't value defensive tackles. I get a guy off the street to do the grunt work. And he felt defensive tackle work is grunt work. And I've said this for years. You cannot be a great defense without a horse in the middle. You cannot be a great defense with just guys in the middle. And it is time in and time out, they've not been able to stop the run because they don't have decent big guys, defensive tackles that are wreaking havoc in the middle so your linebackers make plays.
I want to shout out to Slick81. Jeff Kavanaugh is, no, not that one. That one. Jeff Kavanaugh is a horrible host.
Oh my God.
Please like and subscribe while you're here. Thank you. What were you saying, Jeff?
Yeah, I was going to say my favorite stat through 2 weeks is the fact that Dak Prescott has more tackles than Mozzie Smith.
Oh my God. Mozzie has no tackles?
No tackles. He has no stat line.
He doesn't have stats.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, he's a D tackle. He's holding up so that other people can make plays.
It's the dirty work.
I don't know what they're going to do at defensive tackle, but if teams are willing to just keep smashing you in the face, you're gonna have to score. What ultimately happened is what happens every year, and it happened to me. Overrated their roster.
Oh,
I overrated their roster.
No, everybody.
They don't have a non-CD threat. Their right tackle's bad. Their left tackle's on a learning curve. Their running backs are bad. They don't have a single NFL defensive tackle on the roster except Osa, and he's just okay. There's a lot on this roster that's not good.
And they're still selling that. I mean, Dak's had a great people around him. They have not had a great roster. They have not had a great receiving core. They've not had a great running game in years. The idea that the Cowboys have had this talent-laden team is false. It's been false. Yeah. They've won, but it's not because they've been loaded with lots of talent. Production does not equal talent.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you mentioned running back, and that is a perfect transition. So here in about 1 minute, we will talk all about that because Jerry had news on that. We about to see Dalvin Cook. Is this running back room good enough, or are we freaking out? Maybe it's all fine. We'll see in a second. But first, I want to talk to you about something that I'm excited about, and I think Joe might be excited about. I don't know Clarence or Jesse's. I don't know all of your hobbies. I'm not assuming you don't golf for any particular reason. You might be a great golfer.
I feel like you'd be a great
Jesse
golfer.
could be a great golfer.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because I'm black.
Well,
Tiger Woods?
We would like
Tiger
to
Woods is
encourage.
mulatto. He's mixed.
He was black when he got arrested.
We would like to encourage everyone of every skin tone to check out our friends at Roback, which is RHOBACK. And what it is it's activewear, polos, shorts, and they're absolutely incredible. Moisture wicking, the most comfortable. You get the nice little stretch feeling. You get the so good with fall
I can
right
look
around
good
the
in
corner.
golf gear.
Get you some Roback.
Oh, you would look good. Yeah. We'll get you some Roback. You'll look great.
let's
With the
do it.
code DLLS20 at Roback.com. 20% off your first order. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. 20% off all polos, hoodies, and shorts with code DLLS20. Make sure to check them out. They'll have you ready for whatever travels or activities you have. I also want to talk about our homies that put in the floor here. Empire Today. I don't know. Is there a zoom out far enough that they can see our glorious floor?
Nah.
Our floor is awesome. Don't worry about that. Just know that we are sitting on Empire Today flooring, and it's great. And with our code, EmpireToday.com/DLLS, you can get $350 off. And they're the best. They've been the best forever. They've been doing this forever. And they're just so good at it. You can take a little picture at the house and they can show you exactly how the flooring would look in your home. They're not carrying too many things where you're getting confused and overwhelmed. They just carry really good stuff and they get it to you at the right price. Their warranty situation is wonderful. Empire Today, their virtual floor designer is great. They're the best. They're the absolute best. So check them out, and you get $350 off if you go to EmpireToday.com/DLLS, and then you can look good. Laminate, hardwood, carpet.
It's fantastic.
I don't know what you want, but Empire Today will get you squared away. EmpireToday.com/DLLS for $350 off. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're here.
So I wore
Somebody was mean to me. If you
No,
like,
they've been-
if you like
kicking
me,
your butt.
hit the like button.
They've been
But
kicking
I-
your butt.
I like Calvin Jefferson. I'm squinting. Calvin, I'm squinting.
What?
That's true, Clarence.
What is true?
The DTs, the problem with the DTs.
Oh,
yeah. The team is
Okay.
always he says the team has always been mid.
oh.
The whole roster.
The talent,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So now we did have Jerry on the fan this morning, and he was also talking about running backs, and I saw the quote, but you guys can tell me what it actually sounded like. I didn't hear it, but I was highly entertained. So we're looking good. We're good. We're right on track. We're good.
Everything's good, right? Yeah.
Everything's good. It's crazy because they were asking about the running backs, and they didn't get enough carries, okay? The number one takeaway, the running backs didn't get enough carries. This is not the week for Dalvin Cook. And trade for running back side, no. I like our guys. We like our guys. We like the guys we have. We like Zeke. We like Rico. We like certainly Deuce.
Yeah, love them all.
No read to trade or add because they were asking about, the Chiefs are working out
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
yeah.
Now, Kareem Hunt is not who he used to be, but they need help. And he was out there on the street and working them out. So there he was asked about, working out guys or signing guys, and we're good. We love our running back room.
I think one thing we need to note though about the running back situation is, to their point though, it is an incomplete grade, right? Ezekiel had 16 carries. He's the leading attempts guy for the Cowboys. That's 41st in the NFL. They're 23rd overall in terms of team rushing. But obviously, this is by running back by committee design. And I think one thing that's been notable is we talked with Rico Dowdle after Sunday's game. There hasn't been a flow. He was asked, what's your identity? He's like, it's way too early to tell. We have no at-bats. Obviously, game situation dictates that, but also choices dictate that. And they've been choosing to be a running back by committee, so it's their choice to be incomplete. Also, one more thing on Dalvin Cook. He's been working out on the side in the media portion since he got here.
Not even close.
He's not, unless that changes Wednesday, he's in a ramp-up period still.
No, well, he's working the scout team. He's doing everything in the scout team, so he's participating in practice. He's only wrapping out the side because he's not doing special teams. But he's doing the scout team stuff. Again, Mike McCarthy gushed about him last week, right? Gushed about his feet
You
last
say
week.
gush.
I say gush, you say gush. The
Tomato,
bottom
tomato.
line is Mike McCarthy claims his feet are great. He looks good. Anything is better than what we've seen. And it's funny because you said yesterday that Rico said we're splashbacks, right? We're splashback. Mike McCarthy said, hey, all running backs want the ball. But that's not the system we're in. We're in a rotation. So this is what it is. Well, you know what? When you need a splashback, I need somebody that can splash. They can come when they come in, they're hot, ready to go. They're gonna give me some energy and they're gonna show some quickness. They don't have that. I think that's what they were trying to do with Deuce last week.
Yeah.
Splash. Okay, this is a guy who has some juice, at least allegedly in college.
Yeah.
Maybe he can give us some splash. He didn't provide that.
Herein lies the biggest problem when you have the president, the owner, the president, and the general manager all being the same person. I have to consistently, and I being the president, owner, and general manager, I have to consistently sell a product. I have to consistently sell that what I chose or what I allowed to happen on this roster, I have to sell that it's good.
Right.
Even when I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that I know
And you know.
that you know
And I do.
it's bad. So he's going to keep saying we like our guys. He's going to keep saying
Right.
the running back room is cool. He's going to keep saying everything is fine because at the end of the day, not only is the day going in,
Hold on. You have to say, like, Steve, at the end of the day.
the day going in, and Jerry Jones is going to continue to try to sell this product. We know that this product is bad. When you cut on, there's enough clips going around to know you have trouble at the defensive tackle position and you don't have an answer for it.
Right.
It's not scheme. It ain't
No,
X's,
it ain't
it ain't
scheme.
X's and O's.
No.
It's Jimmy's and Joe's. When you
Thank
look
you.
at when you
On the
look
interior
at
defensive line.
when you look at the interior defensive line
Specifically.
when you look at the running back, it ain't X's and O's. It's that you don't have guys good enough to do what is called for them to do on a consistent basis. And I cautioned you guys this when we started the year. I told you, running backs are not good when they have to go every other series.
Yep.
Guys want to have a rhythm. They want to be able to see things happen. If I'm the coach, I'm saying this is Rico's job and this is Rico's job until he taps his helmet and needs to blow. I'm not going one series Zeke, one series Rico. Oh, by the way, because we keep giving him a jersey every single week, we got to go ahead and play Deuce down with some sort of package. By the way, you're running a package that's sending him inside, and instead of putting him in space like he needs to be put in space.
That way they can't see him. He's hiding.
Yeah,
But they find him.
These are the things that consistently baffle me. But as the owner, president, and general manager, I have to keep getting on these platforms and telling you over and over and over and over again, don't panic. Everything's good. We're all right. When we good and darn well know.
He's selling.
The problem I have, and it's not a problem, but it's just a question, because you say run Rico. When is the last time Rico carried a load? And I know I saw him tapping out the other day. You know, he had a couple of good runs, and he just...
And that's
There were a
fine.
couple
And when he's ready to go
moments,
back in, go back in.
But he hasn't run enough to be tapping out. That's my point. You're talking about run Rico, let him go,
Yeah.
let him get lathered up. When he's voluntarily tapping out, and he's not like he's carried the ball 5 straight times or 20 times in the game.
But who
Why are
would
you
you do
tapping
it?
out now?
Who would you do with it then? Who would you say
I don't
run?
know what you do. I'm just saying the idea that just run Rico, I don't know if he can do that. I don't know if he has the mentality to be that type of workhorse back. And I see that's part of the problem. I'm glad you brought up the selling because it was funny before the game. Jerry's on the field. Just beat Cleveland. You got Mike Tyson. You got Tom Brady. He's taking pictures,
Jake
kissing
Paul.
babies. He's got Jake Paul.
He's killing.
He's always selling.
Yeah.
Whether it's the players, whether it's team, whether it's the franchise, it's always a sales job.
And I think that it's funny because they're not far away from doing a lot of the right things in team building. I just think sometimes they learn the wrong lessons or they take the lessons way too far. Like you mentioned Marinelli as a guy who was like, especially for a run stopping D tackle, he's like, I'll find one. All I need is a fat guy. Like, I'll find one.
Yeah.
And that is an NFL thing for a lot of people. If you're talking about a run stopper who doesn't bring a lot of pass rush, they're like, yeah, we can find one. And you can. The Cowboys chose not to. Running back, a lot of teams think, yeah, we'll fire a mid-round pick and a late-round pick, and like we'll figure this out. they just do it wrong. And like they took them both way too far. Where
That's a great point.
They just
you're
took
going to
it
get a
too
late
far.
round running back. You need somebody with juice in their legs. Okay,
Correct.
I'm going to get a guy.
And they went
fourth
old
round.
and old. Like they learned the lesson of we don't want a highly paid guy with miles on their legs. So instead we're going to get cheap guys with miles on their legs instead of dudes who can run.
Yeah. It's like in scouting. You got to do something well. Either you're a big bulldozing guy that runs over people, you're a pass catching guy, or you got a guy that's quick, that's got juice in your legs that you're gonna make the big play. What do we have here in this running back room that is elite in any of those areas?
Nobody. Like Rico at
Elite?
least.
Oh, that's-
Elite.
No.
There
Rico
should
looks
be an
like
elite skill. You may not be the complete back, but
no.
you have one elite skill that I can use. What's that elite skill?
Blocking.
I mean they don't have a great
He
receiving.
struggled pass blocking too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what's an elite skill?
They don't have any. No,
That-
they don't. Like I think Rico gives you the best chance just because he still
can do a
has
little bit of everything.
some burst.
Yeah.
And still like it's night and day.
Because that's what Tony Pollard, he couldn't block, but he get the big play for you.
Can I read off some names? Bucky Irving, Will Shipley, Ray Davis,
Keep going.
Isaac Arendo,
Keep going. Braylon
Sione
Allen's coming.
Vaki, and then Braylon Allen. These were the running backs taken 10 picks within the 10 picks after the Trey Lance pick that the Cowboys gave to the 49ers.
And I do think that that's a Jerry screw up because like I don't think that Jerry goes rogue as much as people assume, but I believe him that he kind of was like, yeah, I'm trading for Trey Lance, and that he did that. And I have no idea what the why or the idea behind it, except to play the Jerry game of, hey, Dak ain't signing yet. What's up now? And Dak's like, you think I care about San Francisco's fourth quarterback?
It takes one throw to see that he was good.
And it was just, and I don't know. Like, yeah, that would have been a running
When that
back
trade happened, they were still selling Tony Pollard. So, I mean, they didn't really see the running back abyss on this roster.
But he was
at
an
that
expiring
point.
free agent.
Yeah,
Same with Rico.
I understand that.
But see, here lies the problem again. As a general manager, it is your job to foreshadow.
Mm-hmm.
It is your job to see things a year and 2 years down the line, so that now I can start incorporating players on this roster, whether that be a guy who I want to see develop in a year or two, or you know, see what I'm saying? Like that is literally the job of a GM, is to be able to see what your football team is today and then be able to forecast what your team will be the next year and the year after that, with contracts, with age, with mileage, with injuries. Like that's the part of this thing.
Let them tell us they're doing that.
So to live this thing kind of, year by year type of thing, week by week, month by month, you find yourself in this very situation that we're sitting in now with a bunch of ifs and a bunch of holes and no answers and no people to fill those holes either, because again, good players usually end up with jobs on other football teams if you don't get them when they're available.
Genuine question. When was the last time the Cowboys drafted a running back?
Pollard?
Yeah.
Deuce was a draft pick.
Oh, Deuce.
Deuce was a draft pick.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Deuce was
Deuce was a draft pick.
Yeah, I forgot. But there was a genuine
How you
question.
gonna overlook Deuce? Because he's short.
Damn.
Couldn't see him.
Couldn't see him.
That's the way it goes.
It was just right there.
No, I know, but even so, I mean, I don't think Deuce was ever forecasted to be the feature back, right?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Neither was Tony Pollard.
And even in the chat, look, right,
When he was drafted, he was not. Zeke was in his
they
prime.
thought Zeke would be here forever.
No, he was not.
we got Jeremy Phillip in the chat. Look, this is what he says. Running back is a position to draft every 3 to 4 years. Maybe the only thing that the Bears get right on the offensive side
They
of the
signed
ball.
DeAndre Swift.
And I agree
But
with
they,
that.
but that also
you still have backs.
That's that also works. Like it's
Yeah,
draft him every 3 and 4 years, and then when you look around your room and go, this isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Sign somebody.
Or receiver, like the Green Bay. They draft a receiver the second, third round every year.
Every year,
And then
yeah.
they hit on, or draft a quarterback every 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Have a developmental quarterback. Yes, those are all great philosophies.
It's gonna be wild when the Cowboys blow out Baltimore next week.
And that's probably what's going to happen.
We're just gonna be
Honestly.
like, just kidding.
100%
It is fine.
going to happen.
Rico
That's
goes for
probably what's gonna
150.
happen.
It was funny because Jerry was also asked about, and I think he was irritated with the question on Henry.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the guys we didn't get. We're worried about Baltimore. It's like he was really irritated with the Henry question.
You should ask him questions about every good D tackle that signed somewhere, every good running back that
Why didn't you
signed
trade for
somewhere,
Malik Collins, right?
and quiet as it's kept, every right tackle that was signed somewhere. All right, so coming up next, it is a Tote That Thang Tuesday.
Tote that thing!
What did we see this week? Now, this one's tough. We need you in the chat. I need you to hit like and subscribe. And I want to know, can you find anything from the game this weekend that they need to carry into next week? Tote That Thang Tuesday is next.
And before we get to Tote That Thing Tuesday, we're going to take a visit to my friends at Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with the quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with the premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company offering a world-class product rated 5-star by over 300. I think it's 300,000 people. There's a tackle in there somewhere.
And Jesse uses them just to creep on people.
Hey, so I creep.
Yeah.
And guess what? They probably have a style that you like. So when you get your chance to creep, you can go ahead and creep in peace. Head over to Shady Rays. Use our promo code DLLS to get $35 off, 35% off polarized sunglasses. Again, DLLS for 35% off polarized sunglasses over at shadyrays.com.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about Jerry Jones kind of maybe failing to see the future a little bit and what was coming. Well, with Game Time, you could see exactly what your seat is going to be like.
Yeah.
You get panoramic views. You can imagine yourself in that seat watching the game, whether it's a concert, whether it's a game. Shoot, there's so many options there on Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. You download the Game Time app, you create an account, then you use the code DLLS, it's DLLS, for $20 off your first purchase. That's a pretty significant amount.
That's good.
Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it?
Game time!
Smooth transition, young man.
Thank you.
That was, you did a really
Smooth,
nice,
Smooth.
you did a really good segue.
Smooth.
Thank you.
That was kicking ass and taking names.
Smooth.
We like that.
Smooth with it. You're
All right.
smooth.
Smooth criminal.
Smooth.
It's time for Tote That Thang Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's tote that thing.
Shout out to the people in the chat, which I see the number of likes and it's not enough. So please, if you're here, it doesn't take a long time. Please just hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We're looking for anything
Bueller.
from last week's game that you want to see the Cowboys carry into this week's game. And you tell me if I'm stealing the thunder from somebody, you just tell me that you're using it and I'll throw you the ball. Because the only thing that we're getting in the chat is the kicker. Is anybody going with the kicker?
I was not going to go with
I'm going to leave the kicker alone.
Everybody's going to leave the
Man,
kicker alone?
that's common sense. Let the kicker kick.
The kicker is very good.
What else?
And the thing about it is, we want the kicker to kick, but we don't want him to kick because you want him to score a touchdown.
I do want him to score touchdowns, but I like having a good kicker. It's fun.
A little behind the scenes. Literally every time that the Cowboys started a drive last Sunday, me and Clarence would look at each other and be like, "Oh, they're in field goal range."
Field goal.
Yeah, they're in field goal range.
Field goal.
Just for fun. Because Cowboy fans, we don't have a lot of good stuff right now. The Eagles last night sucked. They got the ball back and all they needed was a field goal. And you don't have to go far anymore for a field goal. And they got like 10 yards, and then Jalen Hurts sucked again because he's not very good. But anyway, so they lost.
How about
that was
Kellen
awesome.
Moore calling the pass?
That's Kellen Moore.
Saquon catch the ball.
Yeah,
run the ball.
He was wide open.
Saquon catch the ball.
As Darryl Ross said, two things happen when you pass: incomplete, interception.
He was wide open.
I
Should
have
been
a
caught.
request for someone here.
Let's go.
Jesse Holly.
Oh, here we go.
He called
that thing. And outside of the kicker, I think this is probably one of the only positive things that I want to carry over from last week's game to this week's game. And this is a personal thing. I want to keep pushing my agenda. This is a personal agenda push that I want to keep out there going. Because I made a statement back in training camp and how we started this season, and I said definitively by probably week 7 or 8 that I wanted Jalen Tolbert to be the definitive number 2 wide receiver. Well, I think we seen a little bit from him last week. If you go back and you watch the film from college and you see Jalen Tolbert go up and make those highlight type plays, he had one of those in the game, and he goes up, ball should on the throne a little bit, throw it out there, Dak. I'm just saying. $60 million. Just throw the ball out there just a little bit further. My boy keeps running.
He has people coming at him.
I just give my guy a chance.
I'm just saying.
People coming at
Go
him.
get my football.
Just throw the ball
Complete
out there
the pass.
a little bit more. But I love the fact that Jalen Tolbert went up there and made the play. Now we can talk about the one he kind of a little lollygagged on the sideline a little bit. We can work on that. Yeah. We can work on that. I'll call him. We'll work on that. We'll snatch the ball. We'll get it out of here.
Just blame the quarterback on that one too.
Well, throw a little early. I'm just saying.
Don't back up. Go to the ball.
See him earlier. Put a little bit more zip on the ball. Come on.
It's a long throw across the field.
Put a little more zip on that throw right there. But Jalen Tolbert led the team in targets last week with 6 catches for over 80 yards. I want to see this thing trend. I want the trend to carry on. I want us to carry that from this game into the next game.
Okay.
Because Marlon Humphreys, he's probably going to be playing around with CeeDeeLamb a little bit. This is the time for Jalen Tolbert to go out there and keep toting that thing and to help your boy Jay Holly be right.
Okay. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
I'm pushing my narrative until I can't push this narrative anymore.
Eeny, meeny, miny, QB keeper.
Tote that thing.
I'm going to tote that thing. I'm going to push a narrative real quick of mine.
I love this. This is a narrative pushing show today, baby. We're pushing these narratives today, baby.
The agenda.
I admit yours had a little more spunk to it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mine don't have a lot to it. I can admit that there's not anything to tote into next week. But Rico did play the most snaps at running back.
Rico.
Clarence off screen just put his head down.
Rico. Act like that there's other stuff. And you guys are in the chat. You tell me what you want to carry over from last. The answer is there's nothing. Shout out to Jesse. He got one. He found one, and that was good. I'm just trying my best,
baby.
Let Rico play more than the other running backs. Cool. But then Clarence said that he quits as soon as he runs 3 plays. He tapped his helmet. I don't want to tote this thing. Clarence, here.
Clarence,
tote that thing.
I'm going to stay with my agenda.
Let's go.
I'm a little scared.
It's funny because I was trying to look for something on defense. There's really nothing on defense.
I think there was one.
There's one thing.
There was nothing on defense.
I'm bringing it. I'm
There
going
was nothing positive on defense.
gonna
They
throw
did let 1-3 do some of the base. They need more of 1-3 in the base. I don't care if he makes mistakes. I'd rather him make fast mistakes than those guys make slow mistakes.
Talk about an agenda. I don't care if he makes mistakes.
So wait,
They all make mistakes. They all suck. I'd rather his athleticism be on the field. Come on.
wait, is your tote that thing something you don't want them to do?
Is it lemon booty?
My tote that thing is Dak Prescott started 13 of 16 with a touchdown before the Jalen
Brooks fall down?
Yeah.
Jalen Brooks fall down.
I'm about to say, don't you say nothing about Jalen Tolbert. Go ahead.
Before the Jalen Brooks fall down, Dak Prescott was 13 of 16.
I support this.
That offense was running. He was getting the ball, the schoonmaker. They were moving the ball around. They were moving the ball down the field. I know we kicked their butts about not scoring touchdowns, but 16 points in the first half, you score your first 4 drives. That's good football. Okay, you extrapolate it over the course of the game. You're scoring over 30 points. So continue that hot start. Don't have your receiver fall down. That turns into an interception that really changes the tenor of the game and what you're doing on offense, directs your momentum.
That was good.
I like that. I like that. You know what? You pulled that one out your lemon butt.
That was
You
good.
pulled that one out your lemon butt right there.
That was good lemon booty.
That's good lemon butt right
Joe's
there.
on the fade route.
Oh,
Sir,
here we go, Joe.
If you could please
Tote that thing.
So we talked with Micah Parsons last week, and one of the first things he said was when he walked into the office on Wednesday, Mike Zimmer said, "Hey, I've got a package for you, like a whole new package. We're gonna free you. We're gonna let you loose, Micah." Well, then the Saints ran a bunch of 22, 21 personnel, went base, and Micah could not really have a lot of creativity. That free will we talked about was gone. Micah Parsons had to be on the edge, and he had to play against the run constantly. Well, Micah Parsons had to do a lot of dirty work on Sunday, and this is what I'm toting. Not the frequency of this, but his ability to honestly play the run pretty darn well against that team, because no one could stop the Saints running game. But Micah Parsons did pretty well against the edge, or on the edge. He had his 5th highest Pro Football Focus run grade of his career against the Saints. And again, that game against that running game where they're running all over the Cowboys, I thought that was pretty impressive. So again, I think this week I want not the frequency of it, but I want to tote just that ability to do the dirty things for Micah Parsons, to set that edge and to be an asset in the running game when he's not going after the quarterback.
He is a little tiny man out there when he's battling those guys. He fought his ass off.
He fought hard. I mean, the idea that he's just a splash guy. I mean, he does have will. He has effort. He's a competitor.
He's strong as hell too.
He
I
likes
think the
to
word's
compete.
competitor.
It's just hard for me to, and I don't get the Pro Football Focus grades, because every time they ran edge runs on that side, they gained yards.
No, they did.
Yeah,
it's just
but
like because
So it's hard for the naked eye to say Micah had a good game. It seemed like every time they did edge runs, when
But you
he
watch
was
it
at
on
the
film
end,
too. I mean,
they're making yards. They're making hay.
someone has to actually win. Like I think Micah did a good job of holding where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you're waiting for someone to make a play. But every linebacker, they get a hat on a hat.
Right.
Every defensive tackle
there was
is
no
moved.
flow.
Like
Yeah.
so like a defensive end doing his job when no one else can beat a block, get off of a block, do whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
preach.
congrats, you did your job. And then they ran somewhere else where someone else wasn't doing their job.
It's still a team defense.
And they moved on with their day.
Yeah.
So we tried. I don't know. Y'all got anything?
Yeah, we got creative.
We tried our very best. And that's
Anybody
all
have
we got.
anything? What did y'all? Oh,
Micah needs to play linebacker. He should have played linebacker.
Okay, so here,
we're looking for things that we want to carry over.
Well,
not
they
new
know
things.
there aren't any.
Yeah.
but here's the thing: the whole Micah, the whole Micah at linebacker thing. Like this is the part where you kind of say, okay, put him at linebacker. That's fine. But if the 330-pound guys in front of him are getting blocked into him, it doesn't matter where you play him at.
I would say I think Micah more than anyone else on the team that plays linebacker. The hard part to me about playing Micah at linebacker is now they're going to pass. Like they're not going to let you move Micah because you're going to run the ball and then you're going to run the ball.
But why
like,
would you
they're
even,
now going to pass.
I don't even know why you would pass. Like
I think in the run game he would have a better chance. In this particular game, nobody could get off a block.
No,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
Micah will punch a dude in the mouth and get
But
off
what
that
I'm saying
block.
is that if he's going to be able to come downhill,
He's gonna have to beat the left guard.
The prerequisite of that being that I have an alley to come downhill through.
Facts.
There was none.
Well, it's interesting as we move toward this game, and there's so much talk about how well Overshawn spied Deshaun Watson. The question was asked, well, is Overshawn going to spy Jackson this week? You know, and Mike Zimmer said something interesting. It might be Micah Parsons because he has the speed. Now, do you want Micah Parsons spying or rushing the quarterback? That's my question.
I thought that was some gamesmanship, to be honest.
Oh, it may be, but he threw it out there.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's so obvious that I think Overshown's going to do it, right?
He should do it, but I'm just saying, I don't really want Micah Parsons spying. I want him running him down from the backside.
It was interesting.
Micah Parsons, I would have spy him if I find out that someone else can't. At first, I want Micah to do his job. When they drop back to pass, I want a sack. I want Micah going to do that. But if Lamar takes off running and shakes Overshown twice and outruns him once, then yeah, I'm going to have my biggest, baddest, fastest son of a bitch come chase you down, buddy. Lamar Jackson's real fast.
He's fast.
Lamar's a problem.
Okay, but
Zone
he's
reads
also
with him.
0-2 fast.
We're gonna
He's
win.
a fast 0-2.
Yeah. Well, 0-3 coming.
There you go. He's a fast
0-3
0-2.
coming.
Look at you toting that positivity into this.
It's more for the people.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to believe something
But
to say it because you
it-
think it'd be good for other
You
people.
like Jerry
It
Jones?
would-
Here, yeah.
Feel like
would
Jerry
be real-
Jones.
It would be real Cowboys-esque to go from sugar to shit and back the other way.
Yep.
Okay. But I've seen this thing when it gets going the other way, it don't turn around.
Yeah.
And I know I said 5-11 the other day. I'm just saying that this has a chance to get scary.
You know what? And I agree with you because this loss against the Saints felt more than like one loss.
Yeah.
Like it
100%.
felt
Everything you did all
makes sense.
summer don't work.
Like
It felt like Green Bay.
Like it felt like
you felt
this
you got
was
exposed.
2 and 3 losses. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It just felt way more than what it actually was on paper. On paper, it's just one out, but internally it felt like 3 or 4 losses.
It's because it's again, everybody's on 1-year deals. And Zimmer, I can fix it. No, you don't fix things like this overnight. And you don't have time to fix it. You don't have the resources to go out and do what you need to do to truly fix the problem.
But you could add some
run blitz.
You could add some motion to the running game for the offense.
Oh, do a little Shanahan type stuff?
Oh, just a little bit.
That's a good offense.
Yeah, that's a good offense.
you know,
Yeah,
we
we never
never-
talked about that.
The
Yeah,
only
we-
way to fix
No,
this
right, Connor?
defense is to score more points on offense.
No
yeah.
doubt.
And
You got to outscore people.
And the Cowboys are always a top 5 offense, but I just watched a team and went, man, outside of CD, you got no juice, and your running backs have no juice, and you have 2 offensive linemen rookies. Your right tackle's not very good. Your left
your boy
tackle's on the
some
Well,
line.
respect.
if
Come
CD
on.
comes to camp, you don't have a misread on. I mean, that missed throw, that was, at least according to coaches, that was a bad route by CD.
Yeah,
Okay, they said he was
miscommunication.
supposed to keep it in
Yeah,
instead
it
of
was a bad route by CD. You
Okay.
know, and so you come to camp, and the funny thing about it, we were told yesterday, off the record, of course.
But then why are you on a...
Because I won't tell who said it.
Do
That's,
you
that's
know-
why it's off the
oh,
record.
off the record?
But
Okay.
listen, that means I'm not going to put your name on it.
Okay.
I mean, sourced.
Okay, sources
According to
say.
sources,
Yeah. Just say what I heard.
according to sources, they missed the route in practice as well and tried to correct it. and it was missed.
And then they ran it in the play, and then they ran it in the game and did it wrong
same
again.
thing. Yes.
Love that.
Yep.
All right, kicking ass and taking names. Hey, I think kinda, sorta, a little bit, maybe, kinda. I have a positive for you before we end the show. Okay, I think I have a little bit of optimism, kind of, sort of, a little bit. Potentially. But before that, I do want to encourage everybody out there to sign up to be a diehard. We love when you hit the like and subscribe button and help us grow. We love that very much. We love being your home for all DFW sports. It's one-stop shopping right here. That's what you get, DLLS. We have your Cowboys. We have multiple writers for your Cowboys. We have premium content on the website that if you sign up to be a diehard, you get hooked up. You get a free T-shirt, and the T-shirts are very cool. They're very cool. You just wait. I'm going to sport so many of them, and you guys are going to be like, man, that's a badass T-shirt. And then you're going to want to get it. And you get that for free when you sign up to be a diehard. You get 20% off all merch, 20% off all events that we do, which we were just on the phone yesterday working on. Oh, boy, we're working on one. It's going to be so good.
We're going to be outside.
We're going to be out there. We're going to be outside. So, yeah, you sign up at alldlls.com. You get premium written content. You get 20% off events. You get super dope merch for all teams, and you get 20% off of that. You get access to our members-only Discord where you can hang out with us on the internet because we are on the internet, and we like to talk on the internet. We're outside.
Oh.
We're online.
We outside.
And we talk about stuff on the internet. That's the stuff we do. So, yeah, all those different things that you get if you sign up to be a diehard. So I demand that you do it, or I want you to do it, or I hope that you do it. What are you raising a finger at me?
I'm waiting for my merch, man. Where's my merch? Where's my merch at?
It's coming.
It's coming.
We can all wear it on air. I can wear it on air.
You didn't pay for it.
I know. I'm waiting for my free T-shirt.
Okay.
I mean, don't they come with the job? A free T-shirt?
No, you signed up to be a diehard. That's why you get a free
You
T-shirt.
put that in your contract?
Yes, in my contract. It's free T-shirt.
Clarence Hill signed up for the premium Clarence Hill content. Free T-shirt.
For my free sleeper T-shirt. For my T-shirt.
Okay, now. Okay. I'm going to try something here.
Come on. Let's go.
And it's kind of maybe sort of, but not positive, that has a lot of branches on this topic tree. But I just want to throw something out there. A lot of times when you go back and you nerd out and you watch the tape of a game, it's never all as bad as you think it was, although a lot of it was even worse. But it's never all as bad when you watch every play and you go through and you say, okay, what really went wrong on each and every play, and what's the likelihood it happens again, whatever, right? And as I'm rewatching the game, I don't want to say it like this, but I don't know a better way to say it. Here's the thing. The Cowboys didn't try their hardest. And that's not a good thing in and of itself, but it could be a good thing in that when you're no longer sitting on your high horse, if you lined up and played again, you might be able to get a different result. So I'm trying to find anything that's optimistic. And the thing that I've found that I'm kind of like, okay, is when I tell you not a single linebacker got off a block in this game, not one time, is that going to be an all-the-time thing? You hope not. You don't think so. In week 1, that wasn't a thing.
No.
When I tell you not one DB took a good angle to a football, is that going to be an all-the-time thing? I don't think so. When I tell you no DB got off a block to make a play in any time,
nope.
And then you flip it around, and I watched at least 3 plays from the Cowboys that could have been really nice offensive plays, except Tolbert couldn't hold a block. CeeDee couldn't hold a block. Brooks couldn't hold a block. Your guys on the outside couldn't block anybody, and the guys on their side did. Like, I don't think that every week, every time the other team has even numbers in the run game, that no one's going to get off a block, that no one's going to beat somebody to the punch, that no one's like, and I don't know, take it where you want, because I think you could also view it as a very, very negative, where it's like, who the hell do you think you are to not try? They didn't, it's the dumbest thing to say, but it's human nature. They beat the crap out of somebody, and I think a lot of people out there were feeling themselves and showed up thinking, this is the Saints. We're fine. And they got their asses kicked. They didn't try their hardest.
And that's what I said in the pre-show meeting. I use a different word. Who the hell are you? Who the hell do you think you are? Because last week I was talking to some people. They were comparing it to the Cardinals game. Last year when they felt too good about themselves and got hammered by the Cardinals. Yeah. And I'm like, you just beat the Browns. Okay. They were telling me, well, the Saints beat Carolina. It's really hard to tell about Carolina because the Carolina is so bad and really hard to see. how good the Saints are because Carolina's so bad. But again, you beat the Browns. You got the brakes beat off you by Green Bay the last time you showed up at AT&T Stadium. Why do you feel so good about yourself? And
it feels like a Cowboy thing.
That it is a culture thing. It's a Cowboy thing. It's a player thing. And it's funny because Micah Parsons said it was an effort issue. So Mike McCarthy says, no, it wasn't an effort issue. They beat us to the punch, and they also finished better than we did.
It sounds like effort.
How do you get beat to the punch?
Sounds a lot like effort.
Sounds like
How do you get beat to the punch?
It sounds a lot like
and
effort.
then get beat on the finish.
Sounds a lot like
Is
effort.
that not effort?
Yeah.
What the
And
hell is
potentially
that?
thinking too much, though.
It's a lot. Sounds
Potentially
You get
thinking too
beat
much.
to the punch and you get beat on the finish.
Yeah. That sounds a little bit.
That's
like
kind of
effort.
almost the definition of.
And I don't
of
know.
effort.
I mean, Jesse, how
Help me. I didn't play.
how common or uncommon is that everywhere? Because I know it's human nature when you think that you're kicking ass and taking names and you expect that it's going to be easy. That it's not like you're making a conscious decision to show up and be like, I'm not going to try my best. But it happens to people all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to make excuses for anyone about anything. But there also was something to be said, and I can say that as a former player, I hated noon games.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated noon games.
New Orleans also played at noon.
No, but here's what I'm saying. But New
Green Bay
Orleans,
wasn't
It's
noon.
different on the road, though, right? Versus home.
but when you're on the road, like all you have to focus on is the game.
Yeah.
When you're at home, like you get to go home at night, you're chilling, all the kind. And I'm not making
Sleep in your own bed.
excuses. I'm not making excuses
Now
at
you
all.
take your pregame dues too
But
early.
the Cowboys at sometimes fail to realize that your people's Super Bowl more often than not. Like when people come into AT&T Stadium, they look at that as this is our opportunity to whoop up on the Cowboys, and now we'll get circulated into the national news and the national conversation and all these things because we beat the Cowboys.
Did you see the video I posted yesterday?
I didn't.
The one
Sorry.
from outside the Star where they were literally Saints fans with flags planting the Saints flag
Oh, yes, I
at the
did see that.
practice facility.
Yes.
I'm a big
Wellness check is
I'm
what
a
they
big
said?
conversation or extensions of other conversations. Thank you. I'm a big. So last week you said all that history that don't pen the past. That don't mean nothing. That ain't nothing.
yeah.
Oh.
It does. It is.
But clearly, if every team thinks this, your Cowboys are a Super Bowl, that history must mean something.
No,
Don't look at me.
I'm just saying.
No.
Clearly, if
Here we
every
go.
team,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
there-
I like
if there-
this.
I like this too.
I like
If that
this.
history
I
must
like
mean
this.
something.
Yeah, I like this.
Hello?
No. Come on. No, look this way. Look this way.
If every team believes
Yeah.
this is a Super Bowl, I'm gonna give you my best.
Right.
Then that history is because of that history.
No,
because
it's
it ain't
not.
because of nothing you've done in the last 20 years. It ain't because of that. It's because of the history.
No,
It's because of the star. It's because of what it means. It's because of the standard. It's because this is a program.
You're talking about legacy and standard within the organization. I'm talking about how people look at it outside the organization. People know that the way that the national media has hoarded over the Cowboys over the last 20, 30 years, whatever it may be, that if I get a chance to knock them off, now I get into the conversation nationally. My name gets brought up, but you're still trying to hold on to this legacy that there's a standard here.
Same
from
boat.
it's
Same
not the
boat.
same
It
mode
is.
because there is no more standard
same
here from the
boat.
inside of this thing.
Same thing, man.
No.
Same thing.
The standard is the standard.
The same thing,
And
man.
the standard is trash.
It
The
is.
standard is
And-
trash.
And the
And the
Saints
standard
and the
is
Saints
trash.
acting like beating the Cowboys is trash. Saints fans
No.
parading around. Beating the
Saints-
Cowboys is trash. But yet they do it.
No, the Saints.
Yet they do it because
you,
it's the
you and I
freaking
both
Cowboys.
know. You and I both know. The
Because it's the
Saints
freaking
don't
Cowboys.
need any reason to
No,
parade around.
no.
The Saints don't parade around any chance they
We
get.
say every
They did.
team, though. It's not just the Saints. Saints were just an example today. It's every team, every fan base, everybody coming here. They get something about beating the Cowboys because they're the Cowboys.
Because
of the
of
Cowboys
people
history.
like you,
because
Clarence.
of what Tom Landry.
Because of
because
people like
Tex
you,
Rabb,
Clarence.
Because of Roger
Because
Staubach.
fans
Because of Emmitt
and
Smith.
people who have
because
the
of Troy
legacy
Aikman.
of what the Cowboys were for 30, 40, 50
And they
years.
still the
It's
Cowboys.
people like you
And
who
they
are
win.
always shouting
And-
about
and
all
what do
this
you
kind of
mean,
stuff.
you people?
You people.
It's
It's you people. It's you people.
What's
And they always look at that as, oh, this is the
I
one.
did tell you.
They want to beat the Cowboys a lot of times.
Of course they
because
do.
of you people.
Of course they do.
And they want to shut you
Of course-
people like you
Stop
up.
pointing your finger at me.
to the.
Them used to be fighting words.
The amount of circles,
I
the amount of circles you
got
both are
fired
just
for a man
running
pointing
in.
his finger at me. I got fired for a man doing that to me. I lost a job because of that. I lost a job because of
Why
that.
you doing it?
I'm sorry, but he did it differently. He did it he did it a little bit differently
But no,
than you did.
I hear you, and I understand that, and I'm glad you talk about the culture. But the culture is part of the lore. It's part of the tradition. It's hard to separate the two. I know you need to. It's like the Star and everybody doing. The first thing I thought about when I walked into the Star yesterday after that game, and we're going for the McCarthy press conference. I'm sweating.
I got him. Look, I got him worked up. Y'all. I got him. Your
Hey,
boy Jay Holly got him worked up, baby.
They were doing tours.
In the chat, who won?
Fans were doing brisk tours. What does
Who
it
won?
say?
I want to know who won in the chat. Just tell me who won.
Yeah.
And the reason that Joe
No,
and I were doing weird stuff is
Indeed.
once those two get cranked up, I just know you can get out the way, and I think the floor is
It's a
comfortable.
stampede,
So
they
I
were
was just pulling up my
But you
spot.
saw the tours.
Yeah, every
I
time.
mean, the Saints are planting flags. The Cowboy fans are doing tours, looking at the history, going and telling about the 5 Super Bowls. That's all that's there. Their fans are still buying it. And they were not old fans. They were young people. They're still buying into that hype because that's who the Cowboys are in most people's minds.
You know what's funny? Because the Cowboys have turned into Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Ben
Right? Turned into or?
done that.
What I'm saying
Ben
is
done
that if you've been to one circus, you've been to them all. And so what keeps happening
Those
is
bars.
people just keep buying
Under the big top.
ticket to come to the circus. So they come into town to see the circus, and they have to see all the attractions. They want to go by the big top. They want to see the elephant. They want to see the 3-headed lady behind the what's called. They want to see the guy do the sword thing where he's like swallowing the sword all the way. They want to see all that.
They
because
want to
it
see
is
Clarence.
They want to see Clarence walking through the hallways. It is a show. It is a show that people want to see. It's a circus that people have now. When I come into town, I might as well get my money's worth. They've already turned my pockets into rabbit ears. I might as well go ahead and get the rest of it while I'm here. But there is no legacy that
is the
people,
legacy, though.
It's a circus.
You cannot separate.
It's a circus.
Exactly. But
It's
you
a
cannot,
circus.
You cannot separate the two, and that's the only thing I'm saying. You cannot separate. Listen, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying people. It's just like being a Texas fan. And you're Texas. You make more money than God allowed. When Texas Tech beats us, they go crazy. I mean, that's just what it is. You're the Cowboys, okay? You're a pro. You cannot tell the story of the NFL without talking about the Cowboys. That's
but
never
not this
changing.
current, not
It's
this
the-
not this current iteration of the Cowboys.
It's the reason
when
why
they
my-
tell the story, about the 2020s of NFL football, it won't be told about the Dallas Cowboys.
Do
When
new
they
players
tell
buy
you-
into that?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, when new players
Yes,
come in, do they buy into
When-
like, hey,
if
we
you-
are the Cowboys?
If you listen to all the Cowboys, I grew up a Cowboys fan. My parents are Cowboys. Everybody
Because they
that
come from
shows
your
up-
generation, Pop.
Exactly.
They come from your generation,
Count me
Pop.
up, man. Count me up.
I'm sorry. My bad. They from your generation,
I'm just you.
That's why
you're right.
I keep telling you that
because they put it in their kids' head.
Well-
you talking these families, all the players, their parents, their families all grew up Cowboys.
Well, some of
fans.
these family traditions need to be broken.
What
Back to you, Jeff.
I have a question. But Jesse, you have to bring your mic back because the question is for you. First of all,
Len Mike.
First of all, congratulations.
I
The
won.
chat said that Jesse won.
Chat live.
Second,
Chat
I want to go back.
Fake news.
I want to go
Come on,
back
booty.
2 or 3 minutes to when you were talking about the guy at the circus that swallows the what?
Sword.
You pronounced the
Sword?
W.
I've
You
heard,
pronounced the W.
I've heard
as
people
How do you
sword?
pronounce
Sword.
It's sword, but I've heard sword.
It's sword.
No,
to do-
it's not.
It's library.
So library
Come
and
on.
sword. And
Say
Gu-
Salmon. Say
Gusher?
Salmon.
No,
say
no.
Salmon.
Say
Say
gooch. Say gooch. Say gooch. Say Gus. Say Gus. Say Gus.
Say shrimp.
Sword.
Say shrimp.
Shrimp. I ain't gonna say shrimp. Shrimp.
All right, everybody, holster your swords.
Sword.
Sword.
Hold on to your gushes.
Ooh. That's Ebonics right there.
And your lemon butts.
That's that Ebonics.
Hold on to your lemon butts and have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. For all of my best friends up here, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're watching this later, leave a comment about something. I don't even care what it is. It's for the algorithm, if I'm being honest. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.